The audience of The Rookies know that not every character in the show is a saint. Every season of The Rookie gave us new faces, some we couldn't help but love, and some we couldn't stand for even a second. In this video, we'll explore both Demon V's angel sides of The Rookie. Oscar Hutchinson versus Aaron Thorson.
Is Oscar Hutchinson.
You gotta be kidding me.
Wait, who's Oscar Hutchinson?
He is the worst person in the world.
Oscar Hutchinson is not just a criminal, he's the person who can sell anyone out if it helps him get what he wants. He doesn't care who gets hurt or how bad the damage his actions cause as long as he's walking free. The perfect example of this was when Monica needed help, and guess what Oscar did? He teamed up with Jason Weiler, tracked down a man, and beat him almost to death because he wants him to disclose the information to help Monica, and Monica promised him a chance to escape prison, and that's all what he wants. He never cares about the victims or the destruction. All he cares about is his own freedom. He never stopped for a second to think how dangerous Monica could be with that information, and she proved it later. But Oscar didn't care because he's greedy like that. Now let's talk about Aaron Thorson, a rich, good-looking guy who is always dressed sharp, but he's not selfish. In fact, Aaron is the kind of guy who uses his wealth to help others, like in season 5, episode 1, when Tim and Lucy had to fly to Vegas for a risky undercover job. LAPD had no way to send backup in time. That could have gone really bad. But Aaron casually offered his private jet without any show-off, drama, and delay. He just made it happen. That move probably saved lives. He is not greedy. He has a pure heart that is always ready to help others. Rosalind Dyer versus Talia Bishop. Rosalind Dyer was not a normal criminal. She was calm, yet cold and scary. Every time she spoke, it felt like she was playing with people's minds. The sharp words coming out from her mouth, and a quiet look that could break anyone. She came in season 2, and from that day, the show changed. Nolan and the whole team had no idea what kind of storm they were dealing with. Rosalind didn't need a weapon. Her brain was the weapon. Even behind bars, she played with the cops like they were her toys. It was like watching a slow, dangerous game, and she was always winning. And when she died in season 5, it was so sudden and didn't feel real, but the fear she created is still on everyone's mind. On the other side, we have someone who didn't start out pure but still showed real humility, Officer Talia Bishop. In the beginning, she did everything Gray told her to make Nolan's life hard. She was strict, cold, and didn't give Nolan any space. But slowly, things started to change, and she saw a different side of him. She watched him handle situations in a way that weren't in any book, and it makes her realize that this guy's different. He wasn't just learning the rules, he was surviving real things, and instead of staying stubborn, she accepted his abilities and backed off. She gave him the space he deserved. That's why she earns respect from the audience. Miles Penn versus Lucy Chen. Miles Penn had everything planned for his life. He had big dreams and a future in football, but then life hit him hard. One injury, and all of his dreams shattered. He couldn't qualify for the team due to an injury. Somehow he managed to move on. He joined the LAPD and tried to build something new, and he did, until one day, AJ Knox, his old friend, showed up again. He was living Penn's dream life. He had everything Penn wanted: fancy suits, flashy cars, parties, and women. Miles felt an ugly feeling, the one that makes you compare, doubt your own life, and makes you feel small. That was envy. He wanted to go back and wanted what AJ had. And when AJ offered him a shortcut with a job as his private security, and he almost said yes, but Tim saw it coming, so he pulled him aside and talked to him. Luckily, Penn understood, but for a second, he almost lost it all again. Now, after all, where there's envy, there's also kindness. And Lucy Chen is the perfect example when Tamara stole her car. If there was someone else, they would have called the cops and moved on. But Lucy, being a lovely, understanding, and kind-hearted person, helped her. She gave her food, clothes, and kept checking on her. She didn't just forgive Tamara, she gave her a future and a place to stay. And that's why Lucy stands on the other side of envy. She didn't need to pretend this because that's who she is. Officer Smitty versus John Nolan. Whenever I hear the word lazy, Smitty is the one who instantly pops up in my mind. Well, this man turned doing nothing into a full-time job, while everyone else at the LAPD is running, chasing, and solving cases. Smitty is sitting at the front desk, sipping his coffee like he's working at a post office. He's been with the department for 20 years, but he just showed up to avoid real work. And somehow for a while, he even became the union rep. That was expected to be a sharp, organized, active man. But no. Smitty just sat there and did what he does best, just nothing. And when it came time to re-elect the union rep, the guy literally admitted he can't win based on any real performance. So his strategy was to play dirty. From this, you can guess how honest he was about how lazy he is, and it would be a mistake to think that he would get better with time. In season 6, while everyone was busy with serious cases, Smitty was taking bets on Tim and Lucy's breakup like a high school gossip. Now on the flip side, we've John Nolan. This guy is a complete and perfect definition of hard work. Everyone tried to push him out. Gray didn't want him, Bishop doubted him, and when the system told him he'd never move beyond P2, he didn't just sit around and accept it as his fate. Instead, he stood up and fought harder, and it eventually paid off. In season 5, he got what they call the golden ticket. It's a reward that only comes with real, solid, unstoppable work, and that's how this character got this rank. Sandra De La Cruz versus James Murray. Now we'll talk about two totally different kinds of people, one filled with anger that burns everything down, and the other calm as gentle breeze, even in the face of adversity. First, we have Sandra De La Cruz. People called her La Fera, a drug queen, yes, but she wasn't just cold and violent from day one. She actually had a heart. At first, she stayed away from LAPD trouble, and even had a soft spot for Detective Lopez, as both of them were moms, and that bond made Sandra act more human until the day her son died. That day changed everything. Her wrath took over and her rage exploded. She blamed Lopez for her son's death. Now, she didn't just want revenge, she wanted her to suffer. So she kidnapped Lopez, dragged her all the way to Guatemala while she was pregnant. And what was her plan? Well, it was brutal. She wants the baby to be born and then kill Lopez and keep the baby. Crazy, right? Not even the worst criminals go that far. Now on the flip side, we've James. He is Nyla Harper's husband, a man who works for police reform, but he is not the loud, angry kind. Instead, he is always patient. He believes in doing things the right way, step by step, no shortcuts. He always listens and respects Nyla's pace. He plays the long game, but that's not his weakness. That's real strength, because patience like this is something not everyone has. Captain Hammer. Well, it's Hammer versus Hammer, because this is not just any other side character with a limited role. He is someone who possesses both demons and angelic traits. It is a character that quietly stands for temperance. I know it sounds strange. How could a criminal be so virtuous? But he is. He's not the usual calm and quiet guy. He's tough. He's a criminal, but still, there's a line he won't cross. He knows what he can do and what he should never do. In season 6, there's an episode named The Hammer. Randy steals Nolan's wedding ring and sells it. Hammer ends up buying it. When Tim and Lucy come to get it back, Hammer doesn't get aggressive. He makes a simple deal. He says, "Fight me. If you win, the ring is yours." They start the fight and Tim wins. So according to the deal, Hammer gives them the ring without any drama or threat. Even though he was a criminal, he believed in playing fair. And then in season 7, we see it again. Hammer and Mickey get caught in a gun trafficking case. They're offered a deal to escape prison if they help the police. Mickey messes everything up. He knocks Tim out and wants to escape. He asks Hammer to help him, but Hammer refuses. He doesn't run, he beats up Mickey instead, because this time, he wants to do it right. He wants his deal, he wants to leave this life, and that's what makes him different. That's what makes him temperance. Isabella versus Bailey. This one is quiet but powerful. We have Isabella on one side and Bailey Noon on the other. Two women, two different energies. Well, Isabella is Aaron's ex-girlfriend. She came back after a long time. She said she wanted to talk, but from the very start, it was clear that her intentions were not pure, and her timing was wrong. Her face looked too calm, but she wasn't there to fix anything. She came to play nice and pull Aaron back. Her words were soft, but her eyes were cold. She didn't come to help him, she came to stop him. She made him question things that were already healed, and that's where she became dangerous. She didn't yell, she didn't fight, she just made him feel stuck again and silently caused the damage. On the flip side, we have Bailey, and she is entirely opposite to Isabella. Bailey is John Nolan's girlfriend. She's the type who doesn't make things hard. Instead, she works hard, helps people, and stays away from drama. When John was going through hell, she stayed right there with him. She didn't complain, she didn't ask for anything, she just did what was right, and that's a rare quality. She never played the victim, she didn't try to look perfect, she just stayed real and kind, and all these lovely traits of her character earned her a rank in the angelic characters of the series. And that was all about the demons and angels of the rookies. Some make the situations like hell, and some come to fix them. We hope you guys liked the video. If yes, share your thoughts in the comment section and share it with your friends. We'll be right back